Hi, this video is from interview.com. Interview.com is a job portal. In this video, I'm going to talk about add schedule annotation in Spring Framework. Say here in your business application, you have a method, and that method has to be called frequently, like every 30 minutes, every 1 hour, or at particular time, say 10:30 or 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. You can configure in the Spring. You can configure to Spring Framework, and Spring Framework will take care of calling that method the frequency that you have configured. Okay, I'll show you the example. I've written a very simple example using annotation. I'm going to show you the annotations that you have to use for scheduling a task. Processing of schedule annotation is performed by registering schedule annotation bean post processor. This can be done manually or more conveniently, like you have to use this annotation, task annotation, or you can also use enable scheduling annotation. So purely I have used only annotation. I don't use any XML file in this demo, so I am using Java config in Spring Framework. Scheduler config I have written. Then this is very important. Okay, this enables the deduction of schedule annotations of any Spring managed bean in the container. If you see here, I have a text reader, a class, and it has a method. I want Spring to call this method every 2 seconds. That's what this cron expression means. Okay, I have to use this scheduled annotation here. I'm informing to Spring Framework saying that every 2 seconds call this method on this bean. Why bean? Because I have marked it as a art component. Okay, I want to repeat, every 2 seconds call this method on this bean. That's what I'm informing to the Spring Framework. So Spring Framework will call this method every 2 seconds. Before that, you have to use this enable scheduling, otherwise your scheduled annotations will not be recognized while loading the Java config class. Okay, so now I'm going to run this method. When I run this method will be called by the Spring Framework every 2 seconds. Let me debug, and then you can see I'm not calling. I just configured the Spring Framework, and Spring Framework will call it internally. Okay, so now the Java config class file will be loaded. Can you see this? Every 2 seconds. So I'm this method is called by the Spring Framework. Okay, so I'm going to remove this breakpoint, and I'm going to run this. It's going to run. Okay, so in the console you can see every 2 seconds Spring Framework is called this method, because we are using scheduled annotation, and we have enabled the the recognition of the deduction of scheduled annotation. So this is very important annotation. Hope this video is useful and informative. Thank you and all the best.